Have you seen the videos? If not, here's the weapon. Here it is. We're funding this. How can you imagine this? Imagine it. Imagine, read that. And then imagine what it fucking does to a body. If you are anything other than losing your fucking mind right now, are you even human? This is unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Fuck.
Wait a minute. Did you guys know that Lloyd Austin, who is the current U.S. Secretary of Defense, which means he is second in command of the U.S. military only after the president, sits on the board of and has investments in a company called Raytheon, which is one of the world's largest weapon makers, right? The guy making decisions about war is actually profiting off of war. And according to a report from Insider on their public earnings call last week, Raytheon's CEO said they stood to benefit from an increase in budget due to the war in Israel. Just a few quick details. President Biden has asked for an additional $106 billion to the DoD budget, citing the Israel-Hamas war. And Raytheon has been supplying Israel's Iron Dome since 2014. The people telling us we need to be bombing Gaza, a place UNICEF has now described as a graveyard for thousands of children, are actually profiting off of the bombing of innocent civilians. At this point, I'm at a loss.
You know that the United States uses one of the same companies to surveil migrants at the southern border that Israel uses to surveil Palestinians at their borders? The company is called Elbit Systems, and it is a weapons manufacturer and surveillance technology company founded in Israel. Elbit Systems provides up to 85% of Israel's military equipment like drones, bullets, bombs, and other weapons and surveillance technologies. The company's products are now produced in many parts of the world and have played a huge part in the tracking and killing of thousands of Palestinians over the years. And yes, this includes Palestinian children. Because the company's products have been used on Palestinians, Elbit Systems often markets them as battle-proven when trying to sell to other countries. The United States has given Elbit Systems hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts throughout different administrations for surveillance technologies at the southern border, like this surveillance tower and drones, which helps the United States track migrants and ultimately detain and deport them. The company's surveillance products now cover 200 miles of the Arizona and Mexico border, and many of the products have been placed on indigenous land that belongs to the Thana Otham Nation. The company's surveillance products help create virtual walls against Palestinians and migrants, which is one of the many reasons as to why people say from Palestine to Mexico, all the walls have got to go.
I'm Will Lehman, and I'm currently on strike at Mack Trucks in Macungie, Pennsylvania. Last year I ran for president of the United Auto Workers Union, and I unequivocally denounced the Israeli government's ongoing slaughter of the people of Palestine, which has the full backing of the U.S. government and both capitalist political parties. What is taking place is nothing less than a war crime, and the working class must be alerted and mobilized to stop it. 2 weeks ago, Palestinian General Federation of Trade Unions issued a statement to trade unions in relevant industries, asking workers of the world to refuse to build weapons destined for Israel, refuse to transport weapons to Israel, to take action against complicit companies involved in implementing Israel's brutal and illegal siege. I fully endorse this appeal and demand the United Auto Workers cease production of all equipment intended for the Israeli military. When production of munitions and military equipment for Israel is stopped, all workers in the affected factories must be paid 100% of their salaries by the corporations who have profited from contracts with the perpetrators of war crimes. A coordinated education campaign must be initiated to inform the entire UAW membership about the ongoing genocide in Gaza, and resolutions in support of the appeal by our brothers and sisters in Palestine must be passed in every local. The leadership of the UAW, however, has ignored the appeal by the Palestinian trade unions. In September, UAW President Sean Fain invited Joe Biden to Wayne, Michigan to posture as a friend of working people. Fain said, quote, "Our president has chosen to stand up with workers in our fight for economic and social justice. Thank you, Mr. President," end quote. Biden is not standing with workers. He is standing with Netanyahu and the Israeli military as they massacre civilians and bomb hospitals and schools. It is not the Democratic Party or the trade union bureaucrats who will stop imperialist war. War will only be stopped through the independent and unified initiative of the international working class. That is what we must fight for. Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's Hunter, and it is 11:15 in the morning, and the SS Genocide is right behind me. I got news from some of the security that are working here, and they got reports that a few of the workers that are on the ship have actually refused to continue to work today. They've heard the frustrations, they've heard the calls for help and the calls to action, and they have refused to continue working and load up the ship with weapons that are being sent to, again, literally commit genocide. I think this just goes to show that what we're doing is working and it's not going unnoticed. It's kind of just a waiting game at this point, but if we've already been able to wait out, for 5-6 hours and delay the ship being loaded up, and having 2 to 3 people already, quit and refuse to continue to work, who knows how many more we can get within the next couple of hours. So stay tuned and please come out and show support.